October arrived in a blaze of colour, painting the world in hues of gold and crimson. The air was crisp and cool, a refreshing change from the summer heat. Clara loved this time of year, the way it brought a sense of renewal and change. She loved the way the leaves changed from green to vibrant shades of red, orange and yellow, each one a masterpiece of nature. It was a time for reflection, a moment to pause and breathe. A time to take stock of life, to ponder the past and dream about the future. This year, October felt different, tinged with a bittersweet nostalgia. There was a hint of melancholy in the air, a whisper of change.
I felt it as I walked through the park near my apartment. The familiar path now seemed foreign. The fallen leaves crunched under my feet, each step echoing my thoughts. I thought about my life, my choices, and the paths I had taken.
Clara was a writer, a weaver of tales. She had always been drawn to stories of love and loss, of second chances and new beginnings. She poured her heart into her work, finding solace in the written word. Each page was a piece of her soul, a reflection of her innermost thoughts. But lately even writing had lost its appeal. The words no longer flowed. She felt lost, adrift in a sea of her own thoughts, searching for meaning.
As I sat down on a park bench, the weight of my emotions pressed down on me. A lone tear traced its way down my cheek, a silent testament to my inner turmoil. I longed for something, someone, to fill the emptiness inside me, to bring back the spark I had lost.
Little did she know fate had a plan, a twist in her story, a letter that would change everything, bringing with it a new chapter of hope and possibility. The letter arrived on a Tuesday, a day like any other. It was a plain white envelope, addressed in familiar handwriting that she could never forget. Clara's heart skipped a beat as she held it in her hands. She hadn't seen that handwriting in 10 years, a decade that felt like a lifetime.
Leo, the name she had tried to forget.
The name echoed in her mind as she carefully opened the envelope, her hands trembling slightly. She hadn't heard from him since he left for California, leaving behind a trail of memories. They had been so young then, so in love, believing that nothing could ever come between them. But life had a way of changing plans, of taking unexpected turns. The letter was short and sweet, yet it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. Leo was back in town, a fact that seemed almost surreal. He was working on a project, staying at a hotel downtown, just a few miles away. He asked if they could meet for old time's sake to catch up on the years that had slipped away. He even suggested their old haunt, the cozy cafe where they used to spend hours talking and laughing, lost in each other's company.
My head spun. I hadn't expected this. Leo was back and he wanted to see me. The thought sent a jolt of electricity through me, a mix of excitement and fear. I reread the letter, each word a hammer blow to my carefully constructed walls that had taken years to build. Memories flooded my mind, stolen kisses, whispered promises, shared dreams that once seemed so real. Leo had been my first love, the one who got away, the one I never truly forgot. And now, he was back, bringing with him a chance to revisit the past and perhaps rewrite the future.
Clara's mind raced. Should she meet him? It had been so long. What would she say? What would he think? She looked at herself in the mirror. Time had changed her. She had changed. Fear gnawed at her.
What if the spark was gone? What if meeting him only reopened old wounds? I had spent years building a life without him. Was I ready to risk it all for a ghost from my past?
But there was another voice, a whisper in the back of her mind. It spoke of second chances, of unfinished business. It urged her to be brave, to take a leap of faith.
I knew I couldn't ignore this feeling. I had to see him, even if it was just to say hello, to find closure.
With a deep breath, she picked up her phone and dialed the number on the letter. The cafe was just as she remembered it. Warm, inviting, filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, a sanctuary from the hustle and bustle of the outside world. Clara sat at their usual table by the window, her heart pounding in her chest. She had been waiting for this moment for years, wondering if it would ever come. She saw him walk in, and for a moment time stood still. Leo had aged gracefully, his presence still commanding the room just as it had in the past. He was still handsome, with kind eyes and a warm smile that could light up a room. His hair had a touch of grey, but it only added to his charm. He greeted her with a hug, and it felt like no time had passed at all. The years melted away in that embrace, bringing back a flood of memories.
Clara, it's so good to see you. I've missed you.
It's good to see you too, Leo. I've thought about this moment so many times.
They talked for hours, catching up on their lives. The conversation flowed easily, as if they had never been apart. Clara learned about Leo's work, his travels, and the adventures he had experienced. Leo listened intently as Clara spoke about her writing, her dreams, and the goals she had set for herself. There were moments of awkward silence, but they were soon filled with laughter and shared memories. It was as if they were rediscovering each other all over again. As they talked, Clara realized that the connection they had shared was still there, stronger than ever. It was a bond that time could not break. The years had changed them, but underneath it all, they were still the same two people who had fallen in love all those years ago. Their shared history was a testament to the enduring power of love and friendship.